Hey everyone, just going to do a quick video on my new module Papers that allows you to build and manage TLS and SSL certificates easily and also configure the web interface on the Pineapple to use HTTPS. Starting out up here where it says Paper Status, under SSL certificate and private key, that'll just show you the key and certificate that are currently being used for the SSL configuration of Nginx for the Pineapple interface. Right now it says that they're not configured. Obviously, we haven't built any certificates or keys yet, but when we do, you'll see them in the certificate store, and the names up here should match whichever current keys you have in the store. One thing to note, if you delete the keys from the store, but they are configured for SSL, they will still exist in the Nginx directory, just not in your store anymore. So if you want to get them back into your certificate store, you would have to SSH into the Pineapple and manually move them out. Going to the dependencies, there's only one, and that is zip, which is downloaded from the O-package repositories. And that's just so that when you have certs in your store, you can download them in a single archive so you can use them in other applications or elsewhere. You'll notice these help files throughout, and they just give some information on that section of the module. For build certificates, it'll tell you all the information about days valid, bit size, what those things mean. And just like my infusions from the Mark V, I have error logs down here and change logs, so you can follow the changes that are made throughout as the module progresses, and if anything goes wrong, you'll be able to see what that is here. Okay, so let's build some keys. You can see there are some default values already selected, which represent standard values for a web-based key pair. I'm not going to cover each of these fields in this video, but you can access the help file or do some research online to find out which settings would be best for your application. For the Pineapple interface, these are just fine, and you can just go on to naming your key pair and then building them. If you want to add additional information to the public certificate, then you can do so by expanding the certificate info section here. I've already pre-populated these fields with some information just for this video, but you can leave them blank if you want to build your keys. So I'll go ahead and build mine. I'll call it Pineapple. Okay, and they build pretty quick. This is on the TETRA, so it's obviously a lot faster than the NANO. If you select a larger bit size, it's going to take a lot longer, but for this, it was obviously fast. So let me go ahead and install my dependencies since I forgot to do that. All right, and now from here, we can see we have the name Pineapple, which is what we just created, and it has a certificate and a private key file. It's not encrypted. And just a quick note on that, if you look in the help file under build certificates, it'll tell you not to encrypt the private key in the set that you use for SSL on the Pineapple. And the reason why is if you do that, when the Pineapple boots up, Nginx will require a password to use that key, and you won't get a chance to enter that password, so your Pineapple will just kind of hang out and you won't be able to do anything with it. You might be able to SSH in and try and fix it, but it's just best to not go through that pain and just don't encrypt the keys that you use for the Pineapple. Any other keys for other applications, yes, it's best to encrypt, just don't do them for the Pineapple. So now we can actually use these keys to set up SSL on our Pineapple, and just click on this Pine SSL button. It shouldn't take too long. Alright, and now it shows us that. So now we actually need to go up here and use HTTPS, and you'll get your connection is not secure. You can add an exception, check the certificate. You can see it's got all the information that we just put in there. Close, confirm, and we're back in using HTTPS. Our connection is secure, and you can see all the information here. Okay, so now let's create some encrypted keys, and I'll just call them encrypted. The algorithm used for encryption defaults to AES 256, but you have all these options here. Just put in a password, and we'll go ahead and export to a PKCS12 container. we'll build that. All right, we can see that we have the added PFX file here, and that's our container. Let's go ahead and download these. And when we go inside, we can see the certificate. Now, remember earlier I said that you can keep the certificate info empty. If you do, it defaults to the standard OpenSSL information, which is Internet Widgets Limited. So not a big deal, but this is all that will be in there because it does require something. But you can see all the information that we selected is in here, and we have our private key, our certificate, and our container. Go ahead and clear that form, and I think all that's left now is we can delete that key because I don't really need it for anything. And if you ever want to remove the SSL configuration from the Pineapple, you can click Remove SSL right here, and I guess I'll go ahead and demonstrate that. Go back to HTTP, and that's it.